and welcome to OHcast, the official podcast of OHAUS. This week's topic is going to be the Guardian Hotplate and Stirrers series, launched by OHAUS in 2020, and the new models that are coming later this year. Joining us this week from New Jersey are OHAUS Market Product Manager for Portables and Education, Doug Boyd, and Peter Will, Product Manager for Lab Equipment for OHAUS, also joining us this week from New Jersey. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, good morning, Ian.
Good morning.
Now, OHAUS successfully launched in 2020 the Guardian 5000 and 7000 hot plate stirrers. And both products have done very well in the market. But what's coming later this year, I believe it's coming out next quarter, are two new models in the Guardian series. And today we're going to discuss the brand new Guardian 2000 and 3000 series hot plate stirrers. And we wanted to kind of get a little deeper into why these two new models are being introduced and why they might be appropriate for the education market specifically. So, Peter, my first question actually is for you. Why did OHAUS decide, especially in this current market, to introduce two new hot plate stirrers, to essentially, I guess, fill in the gaps underneath the 5000 and the 7000?
Yeah, sure. So that's exactly right, Ian. We've had some really great success with the Guardian 5000 and 7000. The products have been in the market now for 2 years, and customers and our distributors are very happy with them. But we did a good analysis of the market, and we determined that there was a part of the market that we were really just missing, that the G5 and G7 weren't capturing. So, and that part of the market was more of an entry level. So we felt that we were really covering the mid and upper level. So rather than expand up into a higher level, we decided to expand down into the entry level. And because that's a big part of the market as well, we felt that that was appropriate. For example, our Guardian 7000, it captures most of what higher end customers need, such as features as the timer, as well as the advanced features like Smart Link and Smart Presence. But we really needed that entry level product. And we also took a hard look at our current 4x4 mini analog, and we realized that it needed to be refreshed. So that is what the Guardian 2000 will do. That will replace our current mini product.
Now, Doug, just out of curiosity, how large is the market for something like the Guardian 2000 and 3000? And as someone who essentially is the product market manager in education, do you feel that the Guardian 2000 and 3000 are both more appropriate for that market specifically, but also do these two new products actually support all of the other education products that OHAUS has already?
Yeah, they absolutely support the products such as the Scout and some of the other basic lab equipment that we sell into the education channel, like the mini centrifuge, vortex mixers, pen meters for pH measurement. In terms of the market size, you have about 14,000 plus school districts out there. Hot plate stir is used in a lot of science classes. Almost every school has at least one science class that needs a hot plate and a hot plate stir. So it's a large opportunity in terms of features that are appropriate for science education. If you look at the design, you've got a rugged metal housing with a spill-proof design. The ceramic top will hold up to chemical spills. Of course, those happen all the time. The 3000 model, the Guardian 3000 model, is a digital version, and it's a very affordable price point, while the 2000 is an analog version and can boil water in about 10 minutes or less. And when you're in a classroom and you're in a 50-minute period, you don't want to waste time waiting for the water to boil on the hot plate. So the fact that it can boil pretty quickly is a benefit. I think the main thing is the safety feature with the hot top indicator light. So that on our models, it illuminates when the unit exceeds 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Others on the market, other versions at this price point on the market don't actually illuminate at all, or they illuminate at a higher temp, 50 degrees Celsius, which is roughly 122 degrees Fahrenheit. If you consider that human skin can sustain first degree burns at about 118 degrees Fahrenheit, the 40-degree hot top indicator indicates the temperature before a burn can happen.
Now, one of the key selling points on the Guardian 5000 and 7000 were the smart features that OHAUS integrated into both of those units. And I'm wondering, I guess, which of those smart features have actually trickled down into these new products? Because one in my mind that sticks out would be the fact, I think, Peter, if I'm incorrect here, the smart heat feature that effectively begins to turn the unit off when it starts to feel that, or the sensors inside essentially determine that the unit is either too hot or there's an issue. I'm wondering if any of the other smart features have trickled down into these two new units.
Well, it actually they have so, but that's into the Guardian 3000, which is the digital model. So safety heat is basically something that's built into the electronics. So it's like dual monitoring system. So if one of the systems fails, the other system will detect that and automatically shut the unit down. So it eliminates an over temperature situation from occurring. So that feature exists in the Guardian 7000, the Guardian 5000, and it's also been carried down into the Guardian 3000. With a digital type unit, you can actually build those features into it. So, that's a good question, and that's what we felt was necessary.
Now, for educators, especially those who are responsible for, I guess, doing the buying for their science programs in their respective school districts, what are some of the, I guess, in your mind, Doug, the truly like the key points of differentiation that really make the 2000, the 3000 really that much better, that much more cost effective than other products on the market?
Well, I think Peter touched on it a little bit. When you're dealing with schools and you have students using this kind of equipment, safety is the key. So the safety heat that Peter described, as well as that hot top indicator light that I described earlier, those are really the key features when it comes to teachers putting hot plates and hot plate stirrers into their classroom.
Hey, Doug, so we designed the unit also to, there's an on-off switch that's located right in the front. So it's not in the side or not in the back. We felt that that was a more desirable location for the on-off switch when students are using the device. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's important?
It's absolutely important, and it seems so minor when you talk about it, but with the on off switch in the front, students are less likely to forget to turn the unit off. So while it seems simple, it can be a lifesaver.
We decided to launch a 4x4 unit, so it's got a little bit smaller footprint. That was not something that we had originally were going to come out with because typically the 7x7 is the most popular size. But can you talk a little bit about the 4x4 and how that might be appropriate?
4x4 is actually pretty popular in the education classroom. Bench space is at a premium. And so the less space it takes up on the bench, the better off it is for the students and the teacher in that science classroom. So the 4x4 is an excellent size for education.
Now, Peter, one of the interesting things about the G5 and the G7 was that OHaus launched a rather extensive collection of accessories to go with both units. And I'm wondering if that is going to be the case with the G2 and the G3, because I can see them being very useful in the classroom.
Well, so yes, so the accessories that were launched with the G5 and G7, things such as the temperature probe, the rod and clamp holder, those are compatible with the G3. Since the Guardian 3000 is a digital unit, you can also attach a temperature probe. Unlike the Guardian 2000, which is analog, you would need to use a thermometer to monitor the temperature of your sample if you chose to do so. However, the other accessories, such as the aluminum blocks, which are used on the round top units of the G5 and G7, those can also be used with the round top versions of the Guardian 2000 and the Guardian 3000. So I'll just kind of give you an overview of the different models that we've launched. So for the Guardian 3000, which are again digital, these are all dual function units, so heating and stirring. And we're launching a round top, a 4x4, and a 7x7. And then for the Guardian 2000, which is the analog version, we're also launching a round top, a 4x4, and 7x7. And those will be available as either dual function heating and stirring or single function heat only or stir only.
And I want to thank Peter Will and Doug Boyd for joining us this morning to discuss the brand new Guardian 2000 and 3000 hot plate stirrers. You'll be able to find out more information about it on the OHAUS website, and there'll be an address down in the description box here on YouTube. And you'll also be able to, if you're a distributor or a dealer, reach out to OHAUS corporately for more information for marketing materials and things like podcasts and videos coming up. I want to thank everyone for listening this week and have a wonderful week.